now we got these bad boys. What's going on, guys? Super excited. As you can see, we got intakes. So I went with a Burger Motorsport intakes. It's a temporary setup I'm going to be installing on the car. I plan on doing front mount intakes in the future, but for now we got these bad boys. Should help with turbo spool. It's going to sound amazing. They look amazing. I mean, just look how thick this intake piping is. I mean, I can't even put my hand around it. It's pretty awesome. So Burger Motorsports makes a really good setup, and you know, just bolt on, and even the inlets as well, they're ready to bolt on. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so we're gonna start off with removing the cross bracing here, and that will allow us to get to the intakes themselves. I won't have to take off the lower portion of the box. We will still retain that, so it will allow cold air to come in through the front of the car into the intake that is going to be sitting, the filter that's going to be still sitting right here. Same stock location, just improved specs for better performance. So these are going to be 15mm bolts, and here looks like maybe a 13 or 14. So I'm gonna start getting into these. Okay, next up we're going to be loosening up these air boxes here, and then also loosening these mounts here. I think these are just like some pop rivet type fasteners. So we'll do that, and then that will allow us to get more access to the bolts down here and the clamps on the turbo inlets. Okay, so we've loosened these two clamps on both sides. What that allows us to do is remove the intake boot off of the actual intake box, and then from there we can loosen all the fasteners here, remove this as well as the filter, and then that will allow us to get down to the clamp on the turbo inlet. So this is what the actual intake cover is going to look like, and it even has like a built-in filter to it, so the air enters in through here, goes through this filter, which is like a preliminary filter, and then also it goes through this main filter, which is the one that you would replace. Which mine looks like it's pretty clean. The reason why we want to retain the bottom part of the stock air box is so that we can get that cold air coming in through the inlet on the front of the engine. All right, I just want to show you guys something real quick, just for a reference. This is the stock intake tube. It's pretty decent. Plastic though, so you know it's not going to hold up long term. It'll probably crack eventually under heat and things like that. They have this little aluminum sleeve that goes over it that actually butts up to the intake of the inlet of the turbo. This is the Burger Motorsports. Just look at the difference. So that's for comparison. I mean, it's like a whole nother inch at least. So in my book, every inch counts. But yeah, should be able to give it a whole lot more airflow, and it just looks better. Look at that. Aluminum, powder coated, much nicer. Okay, so this side is completely on, as you can see. Clamp is on there, retaining clip, as well as everything, and it just kind of sits here in the box, and so that way the cold air comes in down here where this inlet is through the front, and it gets sucked up right in there through the filter. So it helps to mitigate some heat soak that you get from the engine bay. Really the only heat soak you're going to be getting is if you do, back-to-back runs on a drag strip, or if you're sitting in traffic, or, sitting at idle for a while. Then you'll start to notice that heat soak, but for the most part, this is a pretty good system. So now we're on to the other side. Okay, last but not least, we need to remove the engine cover. So in order to do that, we're gonna have to remove this upper cross bracing, and then we'll be able to get that out of there, which allows us to remove this intake tube. All right, guys, so we got this other side on, and now we're just gonna put everything back together. The intake kit is fully installed. Looks great under the hood. The gloss black really complements all the other black features in the engine bay. So looks like it was meant to be. Let's fire this thing up and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. It's gonna help me out a lot. And I'm looking forward to the next video. We got more content on the way, so stay tuned and we'll see you on the next one.